morning, students. Yesterday we have seen spontaneity, which are summarized as delta S total is greater than 0 and delta G is less than 0. The process is spontaneous. Delta S total is less than 0 and delta G is greater than 0. The process is non-spontaneous. Delta S total is equal to 0 and delta G is equal to 0. The process is at equilibrium. Today we are going to study spontaneity and delta H or delta S. So spontaneity and delta H or delta S. From the equation delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S at constant temperature and pressure. First point is delta H and delta S are both negative. Delta H and delta S both are negative. Then delta G is negative. Means if this is negative, then delta G is negative. When delta H is more negative than T delta S, this is possible at low temperature only. So remember, delta H and delta S are both negative, then delta G is negative. When delta H is more negative than T delta S, this is possible at low temperature only. Second point is delta H and delta S both positive. Delta H and delta S both positive. This is, then delta G will negative. Then delta G is negative only if T delta S is greater than delta H. That means if T delta S is greater than delta H, then delta G is negative. For delta H negative and delta S positive, it follows that delta G is negative regardless of temperature. Means at any temperature, if this delta H is negative, delta S is negative, then delta G is also negative at any temperature. For delta H positive and delta S negative, then delta G is positive. If this is positive, this is negative, then delta G is positive regardless of temperature. Such reactions are non-spontaneous at all temperatures. So you remember whether it is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. Second point is temperature at equilibrium. Temperature at equilibrium. So at equilibrium, as you know that this delta G is 0 and delta S is also 0. So for this different reactions, for equilibrium, again we get delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. As you know that delta G is 0 at equilibrium, then T is equal to delta H upon delta S. Here T is the temperature at which the change over from spontaneous to non-spontaneous behavior occurs. Here this T is the temperature at which the change over from spontaneous to non-spontaneous behavior occurs. The next point is Gibbs function and equilibrium constant. Gibbs energy change for chemical reaction is given by delta G is equal to delta G0 plus RT ln Q, where this delta G is Gibbs free energy, delta G0 is Gibbs function, then R is a molar gas constant, T is temperature, and this Q is quotient of the reaction. Consider hypothetical equation, this AA plus BB gives CC plus DD, then delta G is equal to delta G0 plus RT ln Q. When we use Q is equal to concentration of C raised to C into concentration of D raised to D, upon concentration of A raised to A into concentration of B raised to B, that is Ka equilibrium constant. Then second point is ln is equal to 2.303 log to the base 10. If we put this value, then we get delta G is equal to delta G0 plus 2.303 RT ln RT log to the base 10 C raised to C into D raised to D upon A raised to A into B raised to B. When reaction reacts at equilibrium, then delta G is equal to 0, and therefore this equation becomes 0 is equal to delta G0 plus RT ln RT log to the base 10 of concentration of C raised to C into concentration of D raised to D upon concentration of A raised to A into concentration of B raised to B. Therefore, delta G is 0 is equal to minus RT log to the base 10 of Q. So you remember this equation. If we consider this quotient is with respect to pressure, then this equation becomes delta G is equal to delta G0 plus RT ln P. As you know that P is equal to PC raised to C into PD raised to D upon PA raised to A into PB raised to B. Therefore, at equilibrium, this becomes delta G0 is equal to minus 2.303 RT log to the base 10 PC raised to C into PD raised to D upon PA raised to A into PB raised to B.